Well. Good evening, everyone. Did you miss me? I sure missed everybody. Um, yeah, it's been a while since I've done a live session, and well, I kind of forgot how to set it up, but well, it's like riding a bike. You figure it out sooner or later. How is everyone tonight? It's been a while. Yes, I know, but I just wanted to come on live and say I'm okay. Haven't There's been a lot of things that have been going on outside of YouTube. Um, and I just been busy, quite honestly. Um, yeah. And I wanted to kind of just make sure that everybody's up to date with what's going on with me because I tend to get messages and people tend to worry when they don't see me. So here I am. But let's see who is here tonight. Um, hey, Carissa. Glad you made it here. We got Linda. Hello, Linda. So you haven't melted yet. um, Girl, I'm getting there quite fast. Let me tell you that. Right now, the AC is blasting on high, and I only turned it to, what is it at? 75 degrees. Didn't want to go too cold because I don't want to overheat the system. But yeah, it's hot, to say the least. Jackie is here. Hello, Jackie. Donna Taylor is here. Hi, Donna. Hello, Miss Kim. Good to see you here tonight. Becky Morton is here. Hello, Becky. Hey, Katie. It's been a minute. Hope all is good in your world. Well, you'll get an update tonight for about that. Linda Faust is here. We got both Lindas here. Hello. Let's see. Home of the Thunder basketball team, 2025 champions. Okay. And hello, Miss Mary. She's saying peekaboo. Silly autocorrect changed their spelling, Kim. Need to proof before sending. Yeah, that autocorrect can be a little nasty sometimes. Anyone else here? Sorry if I didn't mention you. I'm just kind of getting back into the swing of things. So, doing pretty okay. That's Carissa. Do you like your new job? That's Becky Morton, and I will answer that tonight. I have a window air going out where I sleep, and 3 fans going in the quilt room. Okay. Hey, Miss Vivian. Glad to see you here tonight. I thought you were going to T's retreat. Well, maybe not. Maybe I was getting you mixed up with someone else. But yeah, caught her live late yesterday. Looks like they're having fun. Okay, what am I doing here tonight? So let's switch cameras, and I'm just sewing strings. Quite honestly, I have not, this is the first time I'm actually sitting behind my sewing machine in a very long time. So I didn't want to do a complicating project, just, start with something simple and easy. And I figure if I'm sewing this tonight, I might as well turn the cameras on and do a live session. And I need to, frankly, I need to kind of restock my string blocks. Let's see. Thumbs up just done. Well, thank you, Becky. I'm going to wither away. I feel you, Carissa. It's actually been going over 100 degrees here the past couple days, and we're not even in the dead heat of summer yet. Well, not quite yet. Hey, Sue. Yeah, I'm trying to stay cool. Oh my gosh, forgot how to iron. Okay, press it back there. So, okay, so what has been going on with me? Well, first of all, let's talk about this new job because it's turning, um, anytime you start a new position, especially as an accountant, there's a lot of things that you have to look at concerning the financial health of the company. And over the past couple of weeks, the more I have dug into or investigated certain things, the more I uncovered. So it's not no fault to the owners because, well, they don't know accounting. They just know that money comes in and money goes out. And hopefully there's more money coming in than going out. So they weren't aware of some of the things that I've been investigating. And so these past couple of weeks, I've been spending a lot of time just at work. I mean, I've been putting 12 to 16-hour days, just cleaning up a lot of stuff, making sure and redrafting a lot of reports, reviewing a lot of things, and training staff on what they should be doing as opposed to what they were doing. And so there were a lot of nights in which, I would start my day at work at 7 in the morning, or actually 6:30, even though everybody else comes in at 6. And I would go on till maybe about 9 or 10 o'clock at night. One time I actually stayed there till 11. And it's just a matter of, cleaning out the books. If any of you are accountants or have worked in the financial field, you know what I mean. And so, just putting in the effort I figure if I put the effort in now, hopefully in the future, there's going to be, I won't have to do as much. So, which is why I'm kind of, I kind of want to do or correct all of this now before it really gets out of hand later on in the future. And on top of all of that, what's going on with the company is that they are finding themselves acquiring a lot more smaller competitors. Or the thing is, there's a lot of people here in Vegas that are in the construction industry, and they don't, or they want to retire, so they want to sell their businesses. And so they've been, the owners, my employers basically, have been getting offers to buy these companies out. And they've been trying to negotiate a decent price where both sides are kind of satisfied. But one of these companies, it's a little tricky because, this person was also a customer, and so it's kind of a, shall we say, tricky negotiation, simply because the owner wants out, he wants to retire, but the thing is, we don't have any need to acquire this company, but we figured, you know what, if we have this opportunity, they're going to take it. And a lot of what that business owns was stuff that we were selling to them anyway. So yeah, it's a little tricky to navigate this one because there's no benefit to the company for us, but the owner wants out, so we're going to take advantage of that. Sorry, just need to iron this strip so it can lay down flat. I can do better than that. So now in addition to that, me fixing the books, the new business acquisition. We're also in the final stages of closing on a new warehouse. And so, when you do in business, when you want to rent out a space, there's a lot of financial paperwork that you have to fill out, more so than just regular business loans. They want to see what the health of the company is. They want to make sure that you're going to be a tenant that's not going to go bankrupt within a week or so. So that's kind of been adding to the pressure. Ooh. You know what? Let me just grab this one. I know there's already a green. So, yeah. Just having long days at work, and just kind of staying afloat or trying to keep my sanity. I will say this, though. The owners of the company have noticed all the extra effort that I've been putting in. So they kind of rewarded me with the $5,000 bonus. And I've only been there for 2 months and they already see the effort that I'm putting into it. And so it's nice to be appreciated in that respect. Most of the previous employer wouldn't have given a rip about it. Let me just say that. So, yeah. That's what's kind of been going on with me. And there's a sense of urgency by the owners to get a lot of this done. So, which is why I've just been putting in a lot of hours here. And the good news is we're up 50% over last year. So, yeah. So that's what's been going on with me. Again, just long work days. Starting sometimes. Well, tomorrow I have to start at 5 because we have a 6 o'clock meeting. So, yeah. Let's see. Kim says I've been sewing crumb blocks and strips. The strips are on adding machine tape, and I cut them 15 inches long. Oh, hello, Miss Marla. Well, congrats, Eric. Well, thank you. Thank you. Eric, what is your opinion about Tula Nova? Hand sewing isn't working for me. Too much pain and numbness. Do you think it's possible to take the EPP pieces and make it regular paper piecing? I guess it would be possible. The thing with EPP though is there's a lot of Y seams involved. So for me, I would think that hand sewing would actually be easier to do, but especially if you're doing all those hexagons. Is it hexagon shapes? I forgot. But I tried to do like an EPP pattern instead of hand sewing it, try to machine piece it. Was not pretty. I will tell you that. And again, a lot of it had to do with the fact that there's a lot of Y seams in there in which you don't realize. So I'm pretty sure it is possible. Just for me, I haven't figured it out yet, though. Oh, pink. Okay, let's run this through the iron. Okay. But one of the other things that the owners have told me is stop staying so late and get out there and get a life. So they told me don't go into work this weekend, which I didn't. And I just needed so much needed sleep. So that's all I did this weekend. which is kind of hilarious if you think about it. Okay. Yeah, let's blue and blue. Well, I'll save that. Let's do this brown then. This is a very dark brown. So, but I figured since I have time, and I haven't sewn anything for quite a while, since our Zoom call earlier this month. I haven't done anything. I haven't made, or just again, this is the first time I'm actually sitting in this chair since that Zoom call earlier this month. And yeah, I haven't been able, I mean, coming home at 11, sometimes 10 o'clock, sometimes 9 o'clock, and, you know, having that long of a day, sewing on something is not on my mind at that point. So, okay. So the other thing that has been going on with me was earlier this month. Whoops. So earlier this month, I did. It has been 10 years since my father passed away. And so my mother wanted everybody to come home. And she wanted to kind of celebrate Dad's life again. So earlier this month, I did, in fact, go back to Hawaii. Got to see Mom, got to see the family, and even the cousins and aunts. Some of them came, and it was good to see everyone. Got to see my niece, who is doing very well. She just graduated college, and not sure what she's going to do with her life yet, but, you know, one step at a time. So it was good to see everyone. It was good to see, good to be back home. But man, everything got expensive there. I think gas was like $4.75. And my gosh, food is ridiculously expensive. I mean, I went to McDonald's just to have breakfast. Had one of those big breakfast platters and I guess 2 egg McMuffins, $25. Holy cow! Okay, whoa. Let me backtrack. Donna Hoskins says, "Congratulations! It's great that you're appreciated." I would agree with that, Donna. Hello, Miss Debbie. Katie says, "I miss sewing with you, Eric. We need some scrappy time together." Okay, Katie. Send me an email. Let's set something up for July. I won't be in town that first weekend of July, but let's set something up. And let's see. Hi, Brenda. That's Brenda Foley. Hello, hello. Stuck in Orlando Airport, flying home from T Quilt's retreat. Oh, okay. Now you all had a very good time there last night, huh? We could hear Jersey in the background just going, "Yay!" uh, but sad to hear that you're stuck in the Orlando airport. Hope you make it home at a decent hour. What? It must be midnight there or close to it. Gang's all here. Yep. Debbie Ott says, "Wow, that's a lot for gas." Well, that's considered cheap by their standard. At one point it was over $5. 269 in Ohio. Wow. And she's so precious. Yes, she is. Hey, Miss Donna. That's Donna, handmade by Ying. How are you? Glad you are here tonight. Um, yeah. Okay. Let's see. You know, once I thought this was the ugliest fabric in the world, but now when I cut it down to strips, not so bad. I guess Bonnie Hunter is right. If it looks too ugly, you haven't cut it small enough yet. Okay. I'm just going to go right there. And yeah, that's a little too narrow for me. So that's going in the scrap bin or the dog bin. The dog bed bin. Okay. So, speaking of Zoom, for those of you who have joined the Zoom, thank you very much. Hope you guys have enjoyed yourself. Normally, I try to do the Zoom on the first Saturday of the month, but the first Saturday of July is actually the 4th of July weekend, so I will be out of town, and so I'm gonna postpone that Zoom until the following weekend, which will be, let me look at the calendar, the 12th. Same time, same meeting information. And of course, I will be sending out reminders closer to the day. So if you guys want in on the Zoom, send me an email, treasureheartcreations@gmail.com. We tend to have some very eclectic discussions on there. I mean, if somebody asks the question of where do fish really fart, yeah, that'll give you an idea of what we've been talking about. But honestly, I have fun on there, even though I'm just listening most of the time to just what people are talking about. Quite interesting and quite enjoyable. The types of discussions that we have on there. And of course, whatever happens on Zoom stays on Zoom. Well, at least the juicy details. No. But it is fun. So if you're interested, come and join us. The more the merrier. Actually, this past month we had, I think, close to 20 people join. And a lot of fun. Hey, Heather. That's Heather, the debt-free quilter. Debbie Ott is asking, what am I making? I'm just sewing string blocks here. Not really, well, I have a project in mind, but I need more string blocks. Have to make my donation quote for the year, which I haven't done. So that's what this is going to be. Plus I wanted to kind of lower my, wanted to just kind of work on strings because, well, first of all, again, this is the first time I'm sitting in this chair in a very long time. And I need to build up my string blocks and cut down on my string bin. So, yeah, figure this is like my go-to project when I want to sew something but don't want to think about it. So, yeah. Okay, Donna, send me. I would love to join you. Okay, let's schedule something too. I've been meaning to call you actually, to actually schedule the time with you. So we'll have that to talk about. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna take this and grab a handful and dump it out right there. This is one of those fabrics where it's so pretty, I don't know if I even can cut it down. I know I put it in here for a reason, because it is a string piece after all, but I haven't been able to have the courage to just use it. So, okay. I'm going to chop this one down. Whoops. And let's see, what else is going to happen? Butterfly project. I've been talking about it for a while. Me and Tiffany have been talking about it, and we're almost there in doing it. In fact, I got to give her a call maybe later tonight if she's up, to see if she wants to start next weekend, because I will be swinging by her place, or at least being close to it. Yeah, so, and yeah, for those of you that remember this video, there was the video that I did about the crane quilt, the origami paper cranes. I'm still kind of working on stuff with that, or just kind of researching some things about Japanese internment camps, and I actually found out that one of the camps is actually close to where Tiffany is. It's not in Lake Havasu, but it's nearby, and so I wanted to actually visit that spot, just to see what the experience there is and compare to the other camp that I've visited. So I said, you know what? It's 4th of July weekend. It's going to be hot as heck, but I don't plan on staying or hiking around very much there. So I figure if I got the time, I might as well go. So that's what I'll be doing. Who knows? That might inspire another project. Okay, that was not a 1/4 inch, but this is a string block, so I don't care. It's a good warm-up. Okay, so this one's done. Just got to square it up. Be brave, Eric. Cut the fabric. Okay, Heather. Everything. Oh, okay. People are talking to each other. Hey, Mary G. It'll be good to see you and Tiff together sewing again. That is where I found out about you. Oh, thank you. It's interesting how we're all sort of like, we're all one big YouTube family where all of us kind of know of each other and we meet each other through other people. So I met Tiffany through watching T Quilts. And interestingly enough, before Ian the Off-Kilter quilter before he was a quilter, he was actually a paper crafter, and I came across him and somehow from him I found out about Becca. So, and it turns out that Becca and Tiffany were besties or best of friends, and then it branched out to other people such as Donna, such as Heather. Who else have I met from them? Geez, I can't think of. Oh, Stephanie. Although they haven't done much together, but let's see who else. Yvette. It's like we're all one big happy family. Tiffany will enjoy you visiting her. That's Marla. You know, she's been bugging me about it. You know, you moved to Vegas and you're supposed to be closer to me, but I'll see you less now. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. What other projects have I been or am I continuing on? I have not forgotten about doing a video series about quilting math, or some series about that. I know people have asked me to do lessons about it, and I haven't forgotten about it. It's just I'm taking the time to actually develop this because, well, for one, never actually taught anything like that, and number two, trying to finish up a quilt top that, well, here's my thought. I can do a video, but the video, I mean, if you don't practice what you learn, you don't really learn anything. At least that's my opinion of it. So I thought of doing this, making it more like a sew along where you can actually implement what things I am teaching on there, and just kind of figure it out on your own. Basically, I'll give you the tools as to how I figured it out, and then I'll let you decide how you want to make the block, or something along those lines. So that is going on. Ooh, okay, that's not good. I haven't forgot about that project, and I've been working on that as well as filming videos about that. So yeah, there's been that going on. Slowly but surely. Well, that's actually been, again, put on hold because of the work situation. Okay. Let's see. What other things can I talk about? Oh, I know. And this is something maybe people are aware of. You know, anytime there's a business that goes bankrupt. Now, I don't know what the details of it are, but I have heard the story. Anytime you do have a business that goes bankrupt, as soon as the bankruptcy filings are finalized and the business finally shuts its doors, that's when things really start to get interesting, because now, if you have not heard, Joann's is in the middle of a lawsuit. And I don't know what the details of it are, but I do know that there have been court filings in bankruptcy courts for something that the CEO did. And it's always interesting because the people who were owed money to by the business, they're the ones bringing up that lawsuit, or that's usually who brings it up. And this is kind of an interesting case because, again, I don't know the details of it, but they're claiming that Joann's, or they're trying to get as much money out of Joann's as they possibly can, which is what usually happens. You know, when you liquidate a business, the business does not get to keep all of whatever they sold, obviously, because they're not in business anymore. But there's a lot of infighting among creditors, or people that the business owed money to, and they fight over that, and that's what's kind of going on, I think. Well, that's usually what goes on after the business finally closes its doors. If you follow the YouTube channel, The Sewing Report, that's I think her name is Jennifer. She does she's been doing a very exceptional job kind of following this whole story. So check it out. Oops. I think it's time for a new pair of snips. Okay. Eric, was it hotter in Hawaii than Vegas? I will say, well, no. Vegas actually gets way hotter than Hawaii. The difference, though, is that Hawaii has a high humidity. And so even though it was only maybe about 96 degrees, it sort of feels like 110, 120. And you just feel miserable because of that humidity. You get tired, you get sweaty, you get sticky. As soon as you come out of the shower, you feel like you got to take another shower. So having dry heat and having high humidity with heat are two different things. And a lot of people in Hawaii, when I tell them, oh, like it's 110 or 120 in Las Vegas, their idea of what that feels like is not. I mean, again, they have high humidity there, which feels different. And so it's, even though it could be 86 degrees, which is quite comfortable for a lot of people, you just feel miserable because, again, the humidity. I think you also have that in the South, along the coastline. Like I know Alabama and Mississippi, Louisiana, even Texas, I think. Those are high humidity areas where temperature might be, I don't know, in the 90s, but then it feels like it's 1,000 degrees. But I will say though, Hawaii's weather is a lot more like I can be out, and although I'll be sweating, I don't feel that uncomfortable, as opposed to here. I mean, today I think it was 105. I mean, 5 minutes and outside, and I'm like, get me out of here, because it was just darn hot and not very pleasant to be out in that kind of condition. Actually, it's quite dangerous to be out in that kind of condition. And I feel sorry for the people who do not have air conditioning here, because it's miserable. Okay, these are some very thin strips. If you want the details, check out the sewing report. She's got some tea to spill over there. Yes, Heather, that is exactly correct. So again, she's been doing an exceptional job following the story and reporting about it. So check her channel out if you want to find out more about what's been going on behind the scenes with Joann's Now. Did you see where Robert Kaufman's fabric company was in financial trouble? Missouri Star stepped in to merge with them, and now MSQ has seats on the board. Yes, I did, actually. I did hear about that. Yeah. I know Missouri Star has, I mean, they've taken over companies before. Like, I don't know if people remember, but when Nancy Zeman passed away, they bought out that company. And according to the family, when I asked them about it, they said that the Zeman family was not happy with it. And so that's something, that's part of the reason why they don't mention it as much. Now, sounds like what we have in Delaware. Yeah, horrible humidity there. Oh, in Delaware. Okay, Hawaii has trade winds. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. The trade winds, however, is just blowing heat and humidity. So, although it does help to cool the islands down, and it brings rain to the islands. So that's a good thing, I guess. Interesting fact. If you look at a map and you see where the position of where Hawaii is in relations to how close it is to the equator, put your finger on the map and go straight across the US all the way to Africa. And you will see that Hawaii is actually on the same latitude as the Sahara Desert. Okay. That was something that my geology professor pointed out. Interesting fact, huh? But the reason why the Sahara Desert is a desert and Hawaii is tropical rainforest, maybe, is because of the geology. Hawaii has tall mountains or dormant volcanoes reaching upwards of 5 to 10,000 feet. And so it's able to catch the rain clouds, whereas in the Sahara, it's basically flat sand dunes. Interesting fact. Did you know that? Hi, Linda. Ohio has had a bad week of high 90s and high humidity in the past week. Wow. Joanne's headquarters is about 25 minutes north of me. It's huge. Mary says, but you can jump in the ocean. Yeah, you could. In fact, but the ocean, well, it's actually quite warm. But still feels good. Okay. In the 30 years, of course, I was born and raised in Hawaii and left when I was 30 years old. And in the 30 years that I was there, I have never seen a wild sea lion. But recently, sea lions have been actually showing up on the beaches in Hawaii. And so it's now becoming a more and more common occurrence. So for the first time in my life, when I was back home, I was at the beach, and sure enough, here comes this sea lion swimming out of the water and just kind of plopped itself on the sand and fell asleep. Now, it is illegal to actually approach a sea lion and try and take a picture and get closer to them. You're supposed to actually stand 25 to 50 yards away. But of course, tourists, I mean, understandably, they don't get to see something like that all the time. But you know what? Neither do the locals in Hawaii. So, yeah. I got to see one, and I stayed my distance, just kind of left him or her alone. But I did get a picture of it, which is pretty cool. Truth be told, um, I did see this big black shadow swimming around in the beach, and I thought it was actually a shark. But turns out, no, it was just one of the sea lions. Um, and yes, they are an endangered. Well, this particular breed of sea lion is actually on the endangered species list. So more so uh, if you do kind of approach it, um, it is punishable. And the state of Hawaii, oh yeah, they don't play around with that. They will go after you, and yeah. So case in point, if you're ever in Hawaii and there's a sea lion that pulls up, you can admire from afar, but don't do anything stupid. Yeah. I have seen giant sea turtles before. And when I say giant sea turtles, I mean giant sea turtles. Like 7 feet big. Those are pretty common in Hawaii. Okay, well, oh, I just threw it on the ground. Oh well. Let's see. That is interesting, Eric. Okay. We've had mid to upper 90s in those last week. Heat index is over 105. Wow. And Heather says, finish my fabric prep. New project starts tomorrow. All right. Oh, poor dude was tired. Just needed a nap. Yeah, Marla, he did. Can you imagine? I mean, you're basically swimming around 24/7 with no rest spots. Whoops. So, yeah. I mean, I would be tired. Yes, sirree. Okay. What? Oh, wow. Already an hour. Katie says, when we were in Skagen, there was a seal calf on the beach, and he probably had been recently weaned, and there were some kids messing with it. It was sad to see the fear in its eyes of the seal pup. Yeah, I mean, people will be people, but I guess the good thing in Hawaii is that if a local person sees something like that, they will not hesitate to correct the offender. So while I was in Hawaii, there was a news story. Again, a sea lion showed up at in Waikiki Beach. And of course, all the tourists just started rushing the sea lion, but fortunately, there were some local surfers nearby kind of protecting the sea lion because, you know, having that many people just start bum rushing you, of course, the animal is going to get scared. So they kind of barricaded or put a human barricade around the sea lion to protect it. And actually to protect the tourists that were just kind of bum rushing it. And then, they kind of politely explained why it's not good to approach animals like that, and they asked that they just be respectful of the culture and of nature, and they just kind of just educated people about it. Of course, you always have that one person who's like thinks they're above everything and just has to go and take a selfie with the sea lion. But also that news report that I was watching, someone actually took a selfie with the sea lion and the sea lion bit him. And now they're trying to sue the state for that. And I'm like, the state is just going to say, hey, tough luck. We told you so. And again, all the locals around there told them not to do it, but they did it anyway. And look at what happened. So, yeah. Do, 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 do. They should be protected. There isn't enough places for wildlife to live as it is. Yep. Hey, Joanna. I'd be afraid to try and swim in the ocean not knowing what was near you, especially a sea turtle. you know, Debbie, one thing about beaches in Hawaii, though, the water is so crystal clear that you can actually see all the way down to the ocean, or at least in the shallow parts, you can see all the way down to the ocean floor. So it's not like it's a total mystery as to what's swimming around you. Of course, if you do find something swimming around you, hightail it out of there. But if it's one of those things where, as they say, if you leave the animal alone, they will leave you alone. And with sea turtles, and believe it or not, with sharks, because I've swam next to sharks before, not on purpose, but if you leave them alone, they will leave you alone, for that matter. It's only when you start intentionally doing something, that's when the animal thinks that you're going to attack it. So what's their animal instinct to do? Well, if you attack me, I'm going to attack you first. So, yeah. But sea turtles are interesting. They're such chill creatures. Like, you just can't help but just kind of watch and be amazed by them. Just don't stick your finger in their mouth. Because, yeah, they can eat bone, or they can go right through the bone. Okay. Anyway, that's why Greenlanders educate generations after generations of the nature here, and it has worked for 5,000 years. Well, good for them, Katie. I would applaud that effort. Yes. Hawaiians tried to do the same thing, too. It's just because most of the time, the people who are getting in trouble are the ones, or are tourists who just don't know any better. And this is one scraggly piece of string. But I'm going to use it anyway. Still good enough to use. Okay, so what else can I update you guys on? So I think within the next couple of days, work's not going to be as crazy, so I can get back into the rhythm of things. It's just June was kind of an unexpected month where there were a lot of things that just sort of all of a sudden kind of happened. And knowing the fact that the owners, my bosses, are kind of more generous. I don't want them to feel obligated to give me bonuses every time I work long hours. So hopefully I will be getting off in a more reasonable hour for the next couple of weeks, even though there is still a lot of projects going on. All that to say that I'm going to try and get back to somewhat of a rhythm to be on more lives and do more things on the channel. So, yeah. You know what? I already put this one on here, but I'm going to just use up this strip because it's not going to matter to me. So, time to get back rolling with all the quilting projects that I had planned for this year and the videos that I wanted to do. So, yeah. I am thinking that I'm going to try and make an effort to actually do a Sunday night late night live like tonight. Of course, after Tiffany finishes hers. I know that, well, there's nobody on at this hour, so, and I know all of us are up, so there's an audience that's out there. Oh, I know what I wanted to do. Let's see. Let's see. Commands. So I wanted to actually pose this question to everybody. Which do you prefer more? Do you like the prepared videos? Or do you like more live sessions? And I know everybody's going to have their own answers. Okay, well, do I have a piece that can fit there? Where'd the other one go? Oh, I misspelt it. Here we go. How did I spell it? Oh, one T, that's why. Exclamation T-O-P-I-C. I am so done with this green. Ugh, I gotta use all of it up. I've had this green fabric forever. And I thought I used it up, but apparently not, because there's still pieces of it in here. I'm sure turtles are amazing. They are, Debbie. Except when they try and bite you. Well, stupid me to actually follow the turtle so closely, so I guess that's my fault. Let's see. I've been to Hawaii twice. I wanted to stay. Oh, Mary. Third time's a charm. I hope I can visit Hawaii someday. Well, Debbie, now's the time to go. Actually, yeah, if you want to go to Hawaii, if it's your dream to go there, right now the tourism industry is struggling, and so airfares, hotel rates, they're not as expensive as they normally would be. So even for me, like I'll be going back home during Thanksgiving, and round trip from Las Vegas was, I think, only $400, which is very, very reasonable for that, for Thanksgiving weekend. So yes, I will be going back during Thanksgiving. You know, mom's getting old, so gotta spend as much time as I can. And she's having fun. She's enjoying stuff there. So it's good that she's still able to be kind of independent, but we did move her. We did move her to a facility, which gives all the rest of us a little bit more peace of mind. But yeah, very, very reasonable ticket prices. Okay, I did not sew that one very well, but again, they're string blocks, so I don't care. And I did it again. There's a little peak right there, so let's use this to kind of move it in a little bit. No, maybe not that one. I want a big, oh yeah, here we go. I have no idea where this fabric came from. And snip. Okay, so Linda prefers a live, Debbie prefers live, Katie prefers live. Like both, but prefer lives, okay. Whichever is easier. Well, thank you, Heather. You know, it's not very easy to do a live, actually, especially if you're doing it on your own. It's not like you just turn on the camera and just start jibber jabbering away. No, there is a lot to consider, and I think that's what people don't realize. I don't mind doing lives, simply because I don't have to edit the video afterwards. But there's a lot of technical stuff that goes on to putting on the live. So, But I do understand that people enjoy it more because you guys can talk to each other, as opposed to watching a edited video where, you know, it's not like we can converse like this. So I get it. You can only do what you can, so make it easy on yourself. Well, thank you, Lisa. Whichever you prefer, you're excellent at both. Great to see you don't stress yourself. Well, thank you, Denise. Donna, there is no way I would live near gators. No way. You know, when I was in Florida, I actually went to the Everglades, and at first I was kind of freaked out seeing the alligators, but after a while, it's like, hey, what's up, dude? There was that one. Where's the other one? The one I threw on the ground. Okay. That's the Hawaiian in me. You know, you pick up stuff off the floor with your toes and pull it up. Oh, come on, I can't be the only one that does that. Um, do you have... Oh. What island would you recommend? If this is your first time going, Debbie, if it's your first time going, go to Oahu, because that's the mainland, or that's the main gathering place where everybody goes. But if you like a lot of outdoor stuff, like hiking, a lot of nature activities, go to Kauai. If you're interested in just relaxing, we're just kind of having like drinks by the beach, maybe go to Kona or the Big Island, or again, Oahu. But if you want that secret hideaway or getaway, then, well, first of all, be expecting to shell out some cash for that, because people like Oprah or Bill Gates, they're the ones who actually vacation there, and they're the ones going to some of those private beach resorts. And yeah, they charge a lot. Let's just say that. But if you want privacy, if you want just like an escape getaway, Kauai would be a good place just to do that and just hang out at the beach. Although Kauai, I mean, everything shuts down early there. So if you're looking to have a place where there's a little bit of nightlife, that's not the island. Yeah. But yeah, if this is really just your first time going to Hawaii, I would say just stay in Oahu. Or you might book one of those tours that I know they go island hopping around. That way you can kind of get a taste of all the islands. Wow, I put a lot of strips in this one. Okay, one small piece there. I'll just use this black. We'll cover it a little. Move it in. Whoops. Good night, Mary. Thanks for stopping by. Debbie Ott says, my stepdaughter lives in Florida. She has little lizard things in her area. So does Hawaii. Not to freak you out with that. You do a good job on live. Well, thank you, Debbie. Let's see. Yeah, it takes a minute to get it all ready for live and hope for not having an epic fail. Yeah, Katie. We both know that. Yes. As I was cleaning some built-in shelves in my closet, I found another 2 bags of strings. I knew I should have zipped that big bag better. Okay. Swamp puppies. Oh, yeah. Eric, I can't run anymore or jump. Oh, Debbie, you'll be so excited and so glad that you're in paradise that you'll be running. I guarantee it. Eric, is that you? So happy to see you. Yes, Miss Sandy. How are you? Just wanted to come on here, give you guys an update as to what's been going on, and hopefully I can get back on track. And I'm just sewing for the first time in a very long time, which is why I'm just doing these string blocks and not anything complicating. Okay, I won't be on here too much longer though. And I just realized I knocked my light out of the way, which is why I couldn't see. Okay, got that one done. I'll square it up later. And I'm almost done with this one. I have a little, I'll just sew off on this. Whoops. And am I actually done? Oh, I can cover it all up. And I think I'll do that. A lot of strings on here. Loose threads. A lot, or fraying, I should say. Hi, Judy. I'd love to see not sure what you're trying to say there, Debbie. Oh, luau. Luau. Okay. Luau. The best types of luaus or the backyard luau's. um, is there a luau that I can recommend? The only luau that's kind of worth it, it would be Jermaine's luau. Yeah, the rest are kind of. And Heather says editing works better for my brain, but that's just me. Okay. I like doing prepared videos because then I can kind of stick to a topic and not be all over the place like tonight. Hawaii is definitely top of my bucket list. Okay, Debbie. Okay. Now, I will say this. If you're looking to buy fabric, Hawaiian print fabric in Hawaii, there's not a ton of quilt stores there. Because of the expense, I mean, there are quilters in Hawaii, but usually they will order it from people like Missouri Star. I do know quite a handful of people that actually save their money and they go to Los Angeles, they go to elsewhere, they come to Las Vegas and they go to Soya and they buy a ton of fabric. Because again, the cost of things in Hawaii, I mean, last time I went to a fabric store in Hawaii, and this is maybe pre-COVID times, you know, a yard of batik was already close to $19. And comparatively speaking, like when I go to quilt shops when I was living in LA, maybe at most $10. So it's quite expensive to actually be a quilter in Hawaii, which is why a lot of quilters actually just use hand-me-down fabric. They use clothing, worn out clothes, bed sheets, old bed sheets that they don't use anymore. So yeah, make do with what you got. Yep. Just curious, why does a video have to be edited? Live streams aren't edited. So true. Edited videos though, I mean, the thing is when you do an edited video, you're talking about a specific topic, and if you're someone like me, you don't have the natural ability of just talking straight. Like on a live, you'll there, I just did it. You'll hear me do a lot of ums, and pause and stutter a lot. On an edited video, you can take all of that out so that it's a lot more smooth of a delivery. And, you know, preparing for or doing an edited video and preparing the preparation for a live, they're both kind of the same. Even though, like, when people go on live, it sort of seems like they just turn the camera on and start talking. No. The ones that, or individuals that really prepare for the live, and you can tell that they do prepare for it, makes a difference. And some people don't like doing lives. Like, for example, for me, I'm in the Pacific time zone. I know a large part of or a lot of people are on the East Coast, in which for them it would already be 11 o'clock at night, so they can't always catch the live. And yes, they can watch the replay, but sometimes watching the replay isn't exactly the same feeling, so they'd rather watch a prepared video. So I mean, it's just a matter of preference. To be quite honest. Donna Hoskins says, I lived there. My youngest brother was born there. Really miss traveling. Never thought I would ever say that. Okay. And backyard luau's are the best. Yep. In some cases, an edited video can give more details to what you're doing or wanting to do as opposed to a live video where the information may not be given but shown. Yep, that's true, Heather. That is definitely true. Debbie Ott says, I'm anxious to try Hawaiian food also. Ah, fresh fish. Mmm. Yeah. Well, Debbie, I will, well, not to burst your bubble, but if you're thinking that it has pineapple on it, no, that's not authentic Hawaiian food. No. Everything has to be shipped from the mainland, so it adds expense to everything. Yep. That is definitely true. Well, not necessarily from specifically from the mainland. I mean, they do import things from other countries directly there, so but yeah, the expense of shipping stuff to Hawaii is quite astronomical. Um, and according to my brother, even Amazon, they don't offer free shipping on a lot of the items, which was quite surprising to me. I don't like doing live streams, but that's me. And I would totally understand that, Heather. Because again, it's not just turning on the camera and just start jibber jabbering away and sewing something. There's a lot of preparation that goes on behind it. But some people, I mean, that's all they do. So, yeah. I think live videos are more of a social experience. Yes, I would agree with that, Linda. And I think that's the real reason why a lot of people show up for the lives. Because again, they just want to talk to each other or talk to whoever. Suzanne says, I like the live interaction best. Okay. Us island folks are the mercy of import costs. Yes, yes. By the way, Katie, there's another YouTuber that I do know of. He is from Hawaii. Forget, oh gosh, what is his channel name? I'll have to look it up and I'll email you that. But he actually did a video about his trip to Greenland. He went all the way from Hawaii to Greenland. And I don't know why or how he ended up there, but he did a video about it. So I have to actually check out that video myself, but I'll share it with you. I don't care to watch live replays so much. That's Lisa. Neither do I. Yeah, neither do I. Nothing like fresh pineapple in the field. Donna, you will be sorely disappointed. I want adult conversation. Well, that's the late night show there, Heather. So shh, we'll keep that one a secret. Yeah. Okay, guys. So we've been on for an hour and a half. It was great to see everybody. Hope that you guys are, well, first of all, thanks for hanging in there. I know it's been a rough couple of months for me, but I certainly appreciate the concerns that some of you have been expressing to me in the emails and sending me things. And so just know that I'm still here. I'm still kicking. I didn't abandon you guys. And I am hopefully going to be back into my normal routine of things. I'm going to try and actually do another live just so that I can get back into the hang of things. So I'll do another, well, maybe we'll do a late night live or a late night craft show. Maybe that'll become a thing. I don't know. But yeah. Hello, Mr. Molly. I've had family matters now, so glad to catch you live. Okay. Well, glad that you're here, but I'm about to go. You can catch the replay. But thank you guys for joining me here tonight on this very unannounced and last minute live. And yeah, now you know you've been updated and I'm still here. So good night, everyone. Stay safe. Have a great rest of the week. And well, keep your notifications turned on because I may do a surprise or impromptu live sometime late night this week. So until then, oh, you know what I'm going to say. So let's say it together. Let's all get out there. Let's all create something. Mwah. Bye for now.